Yoko and Frisky Dimensional Ring. Yoko and Frisky Dimensional Ring. Yoko and Frisky Dimensional Ring.
Hello, welcome to another exciting edition of Yoko and Frisky's Dimensional Rift. Today we are talking Resident Evil 6 and why it deserves to be in the conversation of one of the best co-op games ever. Hello. But in the meantime, we're going to talk about other things. We're going to talk about, some mods. We're going to talk about the Universal Studios in Japan Resident Evil experience. We're going to talk about movies. But you're probably wondering, where is Yoko? And for that, I have to say, she's working on a secret, big, top secret project that she won't even tell me about. Like, I'm dead ass. She will not tell me. She's under NDA. So for the next few episodes, she will not be with us, but we're going to carry her energy and her fire and her enthusiasm into the rest of the year. And we have some really awesome guests on the way that will be joining me. But in the meantime, we have Kaze.
Hi. Thanks for having me here.
Kaze! I'm going to try to make you look cooler. Hold on. There's like a little black border. Man.
Oh, damn.
All right. Now, Kaze, we were living together throughout the whole summer, and we had some pretty good times. I showed him some movies. He saw all of Fast and Furious. Showed him Speed 2, Cruise Control, and he loved it. It was one of his favorite movies, right?
Except Speed 2. I definitely was not a fan of Speed 2.
No, real talk. We saw Speed, the first one, in theaters for its 30th anniversary. Still a classic. And Resident Evil 6 has a lot in common with Speed, honestly. Like, just the amount of bullshit in the game, the quick time events, all the set pieces. It's nuts.
I guess that's one way to put it, yeah.
Yeah. But
now that I think about it, yeah, you're right.
It's crazy. I'm going to be playing some footage while we're talking about the game. But in the meantime, Yoko's not here, but I still have a few things I want to share with all of you. So we're going to have Kaze react to it. Are you up to the challenge, Kaze? Can you react to these things in real time? Can you?
I don't know. It's a lot of expectations.
I know. It's a lot of changes since you last been here. It's been a while. We had you on the PlayStation 5 episode back in Season 2. Do you have your pre-order ready for PlayStation Pro?
Not at all.
Come on, man. It's only $700. It don't come with no disc drive, so it's nice and sleek.
It can't even stand it either. Can't even stand for $700 fucking dollars. It can't stand.
What do you need to stand it for? You could just like lean it on a bookshelf, just like how I lean my bills and parking tickets. Just lean it.
I mean, I guess.
All right, we're gonna react to some stuff starting now. Hit the music. Alright, 2 weeks ago we went to round 1. And I noticed that you don't play a lot of the dancing games. But they are really cool. And I suggest you start practicing, because look at your competition right now. Got this motherfucker showing off. See this? It's crazy. What do you even call that? What is that? It's like a inflatable poodle fursuit?
Looks like one of the balloon animals.
That's what I'm saying. But he cleared the fucking stage. That's what's getting me. He actually did it. He wasn't dicking around. Anyway, what's your favorite convention?
It looks like... What's my favorite convention? Oh man, I haven't been to a lot of them, but Furpop, local one.
Yeah, what were you gonna say?
Oh no, I was gonna say, I like how fucking cool that suit is. I mean, the fact that he's able to just win and play on that, crazy. Could never do that.
Yep.
Can you imagine just how hot it has to be in there too?
He probably gets off on that anyway. Not that I know anybody who would get off on that type of stuff. No, real talk, it is probably really hot in there. And yeah, kudos to him for making that. That shit's crazy. You know, I'm not trying to clown on him. It is very impressive. Anyway, this week we got the Tekken DLC. Heihachi is back from the dead as the new DLC character for Tekken 8. And then we have a story expansion. Hopefully that'll be good. That has nothing to do with this. I mean, Kazuya's just in Mario 64 now. I just thought it was really cool. I wanted to share it. What do you think of this?
Oh my god. I hope you can do like his combo and stuff in it too.
Yeah, I
Oh my god, the theme.
it's really catchy.
That's so funny. It's so
Yeah,
Can you imagine him doing like a 10-hit combo on like a Goomba?
that would be perfect. If they had a mod of Kazuya and Mario 64, I'd download it immediately. I'll give money to it. I'll even pay for it. I think that's a great way to inject new life into the old games. And you know, the Mario 64 speedrunning community is insane. Like, it's always active. The game is 28 years
Oh, yeah.
old. 28, bro. That's like... Is that before you were born? I don't know. I always forget how old you are, man. But yeah, and
No, you said it's 28. No, I'm 29, so I'm older than it by 1 year.
shit. Well, this was on Nintendo 64, and Nintendo 64 didn't have CDs. It had cartridges, and sometimes you had to blow in them.
Oh yeah, I remember.
Real crazy shit.
I had a Super Nintendo. I don't know. Just
You had a
pull it
Super-
out. You gotta.
Happy for you.
It doesn't work.
My dad had the Super Nintendo. Oh, and the music you're listening to right now is from Bomberman Hero. It's also on Nintendo 64. Shout out to that game. Alright, next up. So this is crazy. Tekken's Katsuhiro Harada revealed that he tried to get the fucking Colonel from KFC as a guest fighter in Tekken. How nuts is that? Like, we could have had Colonel Sanders at the Tekken Iron Fist tournament.
Okay, I at first I thought it's like, oh, you know, someone told him to get him. No, it literally says Karada himself tried
Yeah, bro.
to get the Colonel.
And I remember going to my first furry convention. They were playing Mugen, and on the screen I saw Ronald McDonald fighting Colonel Sanders, and I was just like, what? This is fucking bananas. This has never happened. And apparently it almost like you almost got the Colonel, man. That would have been insane.
What do you think his rage art would be like?
His rage art would be he would put you in the KFC kitchen, and he would just like throw you into the fryer and then like beat you up with a bunch of drumsticks. I bet.
Call it the 10-piece combo.
10-piece combo. And then he'll finish you off with like secret sauce or something.
11 herbs and spices.
But to think, like, if it wasn't for him not being in the game, we might not have gotten Negan.
Damn.
That's a crazy what if.
That's a fight I would have watched.
Yeah,
Negan versus the Colonel.
I mean, Colonel is no stranger to video games because he had a dating simulator, I believe, like a year or two ago.
Oh my god, I forgot about that. Yeah, he did.
Dude. And he was all handsome and shit. We could have got the handsome Colonel, man. We never win. We never win. But I'll tell you who's winning recently. Lately, the Sonic fandom has been winning, and look at this beauty. You got all of these motherfuckers tatted on his neck.
Yo, why Knuckles all the way in the back though? That's crazy.
Well, when he's getting back shots,
It-
Could be like, give me the Master Emerald.
My God.
Oh man, I went there. We had a Sonic fan fiction episode, and it got pretty dark real fast. Just it involved a lot of cannibalism and some Africans. Just
My God.
yeah, check that episode out. But yeah, Sonic community has been having a hell of a year with the Sonic Symphony. You actually been to the Sonic Symphony. Why don't you give your bird eye view on that experience?
Oh man, me describing it cannot justify how great it was. Oh my God, just the raw energy of just being there and just having everyone just sing along and just enjoy the music is great.
Yeah, I see the video of people cheering when Maria gets shot.
Oh yes, that that happened. I cheered. I'm horrible.
Monsters.
I cheered for Maria dying.
You monsters getting hyped over like an 11-year-old. Savages. But I can't wait for the movie. We'll have a big
Get to see her die on the big screen.
Exactly. We're gonna have a big episode for when that movie comes out. Stay tuned. And then this is the Resident Evil experience in Hollywood. Well, not Hollywood. Universal Studios Japan. Just gonna pause the music so we can listen. But look at this. This is look at these game accurate costumes.
Wow.
That's Chris
Oh, it's Chris.
saying, "Get the hell out of there!" We got Jill Valentine in the house.
Oh, Joe.
Look at that costume for Nemesis.
Oh, damn.
It's better than the movie. And if you look in the comments, everybody's saying how much better this one experience is better than all the live action movies combined. You're not wrong. Even the sets
They are definitely not wrong.
I know Claire is there somewhere.
Is that a dude in a costume? Just a really big fucking costume. Thought it was an animatronic for a second.
I don't know what she's saying, but if I had to guess, I'd be like, I would imagine she's saying, we gotta blow this motherfucker up.
Oh, it's fucking Leon.
Oh, this is so
The RE6 we should have gotten.
Well, that's just some of it. There's more, obviously. You gotta go to Japan to see the rest. But that looks so cool, man. Like, I love live entertainment. I love those stage shows like that. And we're not... U.S. isn't winning like Japan. Even Japan has the better Super Nintendo world, I hear.
Oh man, I don't think we deserve it. I'll be honest.
They don't deserve it? Why?
We don't. No, I'm saying we don't deserve it.
Yeah, we don't deserve it.
We definitely don't deserve it. That kind of stuff comes over here ruined in like a week.
Yeah, I guess everybody would be claiming that Jill's woke, and they'd be harassing the actress that plays Ada because she doesn't sound like Ada.
Yep.
Oh,
Exactly.
America.
That's why we can't have nice things.
Last but not least, I don't know. I don't have a transition for this one, but this just looks cool. It's a flying board. Sorry for that. Check it out, man. But what's funny is I did see something like this when I was at the lake one time. It was like something smaller, but yeah, man, this is cool. This is like Saints Row shit.
Coming, man. Saints Row technology is gonna be real.
This should have been Resident Evil 6.
And you can ride it as a fucking motorcycle too. That's so fucking cool. What the hell?
Yeah. Of course, it's probably Japan exclusive. We got Japan subtitles. It's cool.
It only costs your firstborn child.
No, it only costs like 2 PlayStation Pros. That was
Honestly, I'd rather if I could, I'd trade those in immediately for that.
Yeah. But it's cool how far technology has come. Like, I advocate for stuff like this, like all that AI self-driving taxi cab bullshit that's happening on the West Coast currently.
Oh yeah,
that's just a lawsuit waiting to be happened. Like, I've seen a few of those videos, and I would never get in a car without a driver. That's just not happening, man. I do not trust technology to the point where I barely trust the New York City subway. Like,
right.
I'm gonna trust a self-driving cab. Let me show you a video of self-driving cabs.
All right.
Like, they're so weird. The
real driverless car.
The real driverless car. Ew.
So I'm currently in
Immediately.
Los Angeles. I actually got invited out here.
All right, I don't care about your blog, dude. So that's what it looks like, and they just pick you up.
Okay.
Extend. Open up.
And then you get in, and there's just nobody there.
Why do they still have the steering wheel?
They've
What are they, stupid?
Why do they have the steering wheel? It's a valid point.
What's to stop me from driving? It's just sitting there, just sitting on there and start pressing the pedals, man. Look, they're right there. Their pedals are right
Why
there.
do they have pedals? This is good morning, Lewis.
I would say, I'm sure they're there so that in case something happens, they could still move it. But I just find it funny that it's just unguarded. Whoa, look at that!
What if it starts driving you into like a lake or something, or like off a bridge?
No, that's too bad. I mean, once you downloaded the app, you signed a liability waiver.
Oh, it's like that. Oh, it's like that guy that tried to sue Disney because his wife died at the park, but he had Disney Plus, so he couldn't sue them.
Nope. Exactly. Oh well, you saw that one episode of Bluey on Disney Plus, and now your life is forfeit.
We own you now.
We can kill you now.
Damn Australians.
Temperature. You can also learn more about the car. Riding tips and camera.
Yeah, that doesn't make me feel any better. You can learn more about the car.
That is a unique experience. Wow. Just driving around LA.
They gotta go sentient.
Like, I can just imagine like you taking it. Just imagine taking it somewhere where like it doesn't know where it's going. Like take it off road or somewhere out. Yeah, like how would it deal with that?
I hear like they get really confused in like parking lots and parking garages because there's so many obstacles. And I saw a video of like there was like 4 cabs like intersecting with each other and they didn't know what to do, so they just stood there going back and forth. Oh man, what a time to be alive.
No.
Yeah, so.
No, I don't trust that.
Yeah, I don't trust that shit. We're from New York, son. If we can't use a Metro card, if there's not a conductor or if there's not a bus driver, then you know we ain't using that shit. Anyway, I got a few movies I want to talk about. While you were sleeping most of the day, I would go to the movies and see like 2 or 3 of them motherfuckers for the price of one.
Oh damn.
Yeah, so I did that last week over here. I went to the Alpine. You remember the Alpine, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I went in there and I saw 3 movies. So I'm gonna tell you in this dimensional review. First up, I saw Beetlejuice Beetlejuice, the sequel to the beloved classic of the 1980s, starring Michael Keaton, Winona Ryder, and Catherine O'Hara and Jenna Ortega, and your favorite, Willem Dafoe.
Oh boy, I do love me some Willem Dafoe.
Yeah, he doesn't play a foe though. He plays an actor who's now a cop, but he's dead, and that's the joke. That's his whole shtick. He used to be an actor. Now he's a cop. Yeah, I'm not gonna spend a lot of time on this one. Honestly, like I was never crazy about the original Beetlejuice, but it's a fun Halloween flick you throw on in the background while you're probably Netflixing and chilling with your significant other. So this one, I like the practical effects. A lot of the makeup work was well done, but none of the comedy really grabbed me, or the story. The story is basically Lydia's kid, who's Jenna Ortega's character. She just feels alone and isolated from her family, so she meets up with a boy, and it turns out, this boy he's a ghost. And he wants to switch places with her. No, God. I know.
Oh my God, is this an M. Night Shyamalan film? What a twist!
I mean, to be fair, it's pretty obvious. I don't consider that a spoiler. You kind of get, as soon as he takes her in the house and you don't see the parents' faces, you're just oh, okay, they're dead. So, I mean, if you're a fan of the original, man, just wait for it to come to streaming. I mean, Michael Keaton, he's good in the flick, but again, he just didn't do anything that grabbed my attention or made me think about it on the car ride home. It's just not very memorable. It's not a bad movie, but it's I forgot it as soon as I watched it, honestly. And there's a whole subplot I didn't even mention because that shit goes nowhere, with Beetlejuice's ex-girlfriend or ex-wife coming to get him. And yeah, man, she has the coolest scene in the movie, mind you. She's like a Frankenstein. She's separated in different body parts, and her body parts come together and put her together. That's the coolest part of the movie. So you can watch it on YouTube when it comes out in 2 weeks. All right. If you like it, man, wait for it to come out for streaming. If you like the original, I should say. The second movie I saw was Transformers 1, and I didn't have high expectations for this one. I'm not a Transformers head. To me, the only good one was the first one. The other ones were really stupid or just forgettable. I haven't seen all of them. I've seen the original trilogy, and the one
he's an inventor.
Anthony Ramos. I know I didn't see the Marky Mark ones, but I know they're.
I'm an inventor.
I'm an inventor. The only scene I know from those movies is where he grabs a random beer, he opens it, and he just chugs it while the camera just lingers on him. That's the only thing I know about those. And then
I know, man. How tragic that a whole Bud Light truck just flipped over and they were just there,
Yeah, man. It's when in Rome. But anyway, this one is all CG animated. And at first, it's basically a prequel for the Transformers. It's how, Optimus Prime became Optimus Prime and Megatron became Megatron. And it starts off, a little slow. The humor, it kind of reminded me, it kind of felt like I was watching a Nick Jr. version of Transformers at first. Because it was very, cutesy. It had a lot of Marvel humor. But once the story, starts... once it gets going, it does pick up and get a lot more interesting, I should say. And then by the third act, man, I was all in, man. I was hooked. It's a slow curve, but eventually it does really get good. And the fights, and you actually care about these characters for once. They're not just giant VCRs. You actually care about their relationship. In a Transformers movie, go figure, right?
Right.
It turns
out.
Yeah,
no, I've heard good things about it too.
Yeah, man, I recommend it, man. Check it out. It's playing in theaters right now. You can also probably stream it in 2 weeks, because that's how movies work. Just stay in theaters for 3 weeks, and then they're on your computer or your cell phone.
Ooh.
But yeah, highly suggest it. Give it a watch when you can. It's fun. Yeah, I don't want to give too much away. And then the last movie was like the most bonkers shit I've seen in years. It was called The Substance, and it's a body horror movie starring Demi Moore, who used to be a really big Hollywood actress back in the day. And recently she's been quiet, but she just came out with this movie out of nowhere, and it's very meta because she plays an actress who used to be like at the height of her powers, and now she hosts an exercise show, like an aerobic show. But her boss basically says like, "Hey, you're getting old, man. Like, we need to like re-up and get some new blood in here." And then she takes this thing called The Substance, and oh man, wacky stuff happens. That's a real understatement. But I can't express how crazy this movie gets without going into spoilers. And this is one of those movies where you do not want to be spoiled. You want to watch this as blind as possible, metaphorically.
So, do you recommend watching the trailer, or do you think skip it?
No, don't even watch the trailer, bro. Like, look, you specifically, Kevin, you should get a couple of friends on Discord and be like, "Hey, my buddy told me to watch this crazy movie. It's called The Substance." And you should have a watch party. This is great for watch parties, especially if they don't know anything about it. You're gonna have a fucking blast because there's some crazy ass scenes in this. And even when I thought the movie was like almost done, something fucking even more crazy would happen. I'm just like, really? We're doing this now? Like, you guys gotta watch The Substance. It's bonkers. Only if you're not squeamish to like gore, because there's some gore in there. But if you're not squeamish, do it. Highly recommend The Substance. Yeah. God, I'm tired of talking.
Definitely putting that on my list.
Put that on your list. Matter of fact, if you
put it on my list,
if you do a watch party, you invite me because I want to see everybody's reaction. Yeah.
Bet I got you.
And now, our feature presentation.
Speaking of feature presentations, Resident Evil 6.
Oh my
God. The day this goes up, it will be the 16th, I believe, anniversary of the game. It was made by Capcom, released in 2012. What a great year. And it was the 6th entry in the Resident Evil franchise. I'm saying all this shit like it matters. Yeah. So let's talk about how we got here. Basically, Resident Evil 4 came out in 2005 and changed the game. Changed the trajectory of the franchise forever. Not only the Resident Evil franchise, mind you. I'm talking about franchise for like all third-party games, all horror games in general. So that was a big success, and then they follow it up with Resident Evil 5, which to me, I love Resident Evil 5 to death. Like, that to me, that was like one of my favorite ones because I had so many memories tied to that game, just playing the co-op. I love Chris Redfield punching the boulder, fighting on a volcano. Like, you can't beat that. But a lot of people would say that's when the franchise started jumping the shark a little bit. Would you agree?
Yeah, no, for sure.
Yeah.
I think that the tonal whiplash of this game compared to the last one is just insane. Oh, hello?
Yeah, I'm still
Did
here.
I lose you?
Yeah, I'm here. You still here? Kevin! Damn, Discord.
Oh, there we go. Think we're having some technical difficulties or something?
Yeah, I just realized the whole...
Lost you for a second and I couldn't hear you.
I'm here, man. You good? I'm still here if you can hear me, man.
Yeah, I hear you.
Okay, I don't see your little avatar anymore.
Oh no, it broke the thing.
We broke it.
Uh, oh, you know what it is? I think he closed.
Oh, you closed the windows. Stop it. Why you
Oh,
do
there
that?
you go.
All right, let's start from the top.
I didn't
And
close it. You closed it.
I just realized I wasn't recording any of the footage from Kaze reacts. My bad, guys. I'll put the links in the description.
Whoa!
Yeah, my bad. That was my goof. Sorry. But I will capture this footage of Resident Evil 6. I was just like, oh shit, I forgot to do that. Sorry. Yeah, start from the top. What was your initial reaction for Resident Evil 5? Hello? Where you at, bruh? Bruh. I can still see you, but I can't hear you.
Oh, wait, I could not hear you through all that.
You good?
You can't hear me?
I can hear you now. You good?
Yeah.
All right. Let's try this one more time. So what was your reaction to Resident Evil 5?
Resident Evil 5? I thought it was cool because it was like the first Resident Evil co-op game, and I know since 4 I've been wanting. I remember just being a kid and wanting to have a co-op RE game, and then when it finally came out, me and my brother played the shit out of it.
Hell
But
yeah.
it was definitely different than the original Resident Evil games for sure. That doesn't mean we didn't like it. You know, we had fun.
Yeah, like 4 was like the match. Like someone lit the match, and then 5, someone poured on the gasoline, and then 6 was like the explosion. Because when Resident Evil 5 came out, Call of Duty was like the shit. A lot of co-op shooters were taking over the landscape. So they went in that direction. They went into more action-oriented direction for Resident Evil. But it still felt like Resident Evil to me because you had like all those classic characters. You had Jill, Wesker, and Chris dealing with like Umbrella shenanigans. So, I mean, I think the consensus is a lot of people liked Resident Evil 5, just not as much as 4. So then this one comes along, and it offers 4 different campaigns. You got Leon, you got Jake, Chris, and Ada. Yeah. So there's different flavors to this game, and I always thought like, man, you have like there's like 20 hours of game here, man. You get so much bang for your buck. Games won't do that now. If Resident Evil 6 came out now, you'd probably have to like pay for the extra campaigns. Wouldn't you agree?
Yeah.
Yeah, so
Oh yeah, no, for sure. I mean, 8 had the extra little mini campaign.
that's true.
And how much did they charge for that one?
I don't remember, like $8 or something. But yeah, you're right. They charged for that, and they charged for the Ada separate ways on Resident Evil 4 remake. So they definitely would have charged for Ada's campaign because that's the one you unlock at the end. But okay, so with these 4 campaigns, you get different flavors of gameplay. You get the Leon's right, the one we're watching right now. That's like the spooky one, you know. You're in the college campus and the zombies come. The spooky one. You're trying to like set the tone. Like, yeah, man, we still know how to scare people, but you know, all the scares are like super predictable and whatnot. They're just very cliche.
Not to mention that just the action style gameplay makes the zombies just feel really, really like non-threatening. It's like, oh, the zombies are back, but you killed them in like one shot because you're like a superhero now, so it doesn't matter.
But that's what I like about the game. It's a power fantasy. You know, you have so many moves at your disposal to kick ass. Like, you can fight with your bare hands. You can like bob and weave. You can like crawl on the floor. You get a lot of different weapons. Obviously, you get handguns, shotguns, rifles, grenade launchers, magnums. It's like, yeah, the zombies don't feel like a threat, but when they gang up in a big group, then that's when it starts to, like, put the heat on your neck a little bit. But
Yeah.
but yeah, as you can see, there's a spooky one. There's gonna be zombies here, and then the Chris campaign is basically God of War. Well, not God of War. It's Call of Duty. Like, it's basically Call of Duty, because here's when I think that Resident Evil started jumping the shark. In part 5, they gave the Magini guns. As soon as you give the enemy guns, then it just doesn't feel like a survival horror game anymore, because they have the same weapons you have. It feels like Fortnite all of a sudden. Hey, what's going on here?
I mean, to be fair, they did do that in 4, and that came out years before
They
it.
did do that in 4.
Because you gotta remember, like in 4, once you got to the island, yeah, in the island, they all had guns.
I do remember that. I always forget, but yeah, you're right. It started in 4. They planted the seeds for this twist. Like, we're gonna give zombies guns all the way in 4. But at that time, it was a surprise. It was the first time you didn't expect it. Like, oh shit, they got guns now. But then by the time you're like reach Chris's campaign in part 6, you're just like, okay, like, I'm used to this now. They don't feel like zombies at all. They just feel like you're in Iraq shooting people. Desert Storm. But am I wrong though? Like,
Yeah.
it feels like a fucking war game.
Yeah.
So,
Like
yeah,
Gears of War, Call of Duty, that kind of stuff.
exactly, because that was like the trends at the time. It was co-op shooters, going up Gears, Halo, COD. And I'm like, all right, so Chris's campaign, yeah, is just so tonally different. But then it's also similar to Jake and Sherry's campaign, which they intersect a lot more than Leon and Chris does, which sucks, because I wish I would have seen Leon and Chris interact more. But you're basically, the hook for Jake's campaign is that you're being chased by this giant, like, nemesis like monster. It's called a Ustanak, I think. So you're being chased by him.
I think so.
Yeah, like, this dude literally comes out of nowhere. Like, he's waiting for you like 6 months later because they get captured at one point. And as soon as they break out, the Ustanak just shows up. It's like, hey, I've been waiting for you. It's so goofy.
Oh my goodness, he's here.
It's so fucking goofy, man. But that's what I love about it, man. Like, I think a lot of people were disappointed in Resident Evil 6 because they wanted a return to form. They wanted, like, the spooky locations. They wanted the isolation, because a lot of people were saying that the co-op in 5 just didn't make it scary anymore. It's like, oh, I'm not scared. I have someone backing me up. It's like, all right, I understand that, but you have to trade. Feel like there's a trade-off. Like, you're trading the scares, but you're having more fun. That's how I see it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think you could. I don't think you have to necessarily sacrifice one for the other, because there are a lot of horror games out there that are both, scary and fun, and that are co-op.
Oh, give me an example. Give me some examples. You're like, oh shit. Shit, I gotta think now.
Lethal Company, for one. Lethal Company, like, literally a horror game. It's co-op, blew up on the internet.
Lethal Company. I'm not sure if I heard about that one. But what makes it scary?
Really? Oh wow. No, Lethal Company is a really fun horror game that's co-op. But it's not like Resident Evil where you get to shoot things. It's more or less like you're kind of just trying to avoid the horrors. If that makes sense.
Also, it's like a stealth game.
But you're working together to, like, achieve a goal. No, it's you're basically collecting, like, salvage. You're like salvage space salvage people.
Okay. Wow. Judging by the thumbnails, it looks pretty intense. Oh man, Moist Critical.
You should
talked about
definitely
it.
give it a try.
Oh, is it new? Did it like come out recently? Oh,
Lethal Company, no. Lethal Company's been out for a while. It's just that people love playing it.
interesting. I'm gonna look at some footage. You're not helping my case. Trying to get the people to play Resident Evil 6, not play Lethal Company. But I understand. You don't have to trade one element for another. I agree with you.
I mean, we could come back to this later.
Yeah. I mean, I'm looking at it now. It's like, whatever. Oh man, hazmat suits. Um, I do agree, but that's the thing. Like, I came. I think the first place Resident Evil I played through was 4. So I played through 4, then I played through 5, and I think I played remake, OG remake, and then I played 6, and I just had a fucking blast. Like, it's just so much fun to play this at co-op. That's the key word, is like co-op. When you're
Yeah.
playing this with a friend, bro, it's so much fun. And I played through these campaigns so many times with different people, because based on who you're playing with, you're gonna get a whole different experience. You're not gonna get the same experience twice. You know, the first time I played it was with Dream, and he sucked, man. I think he was just really bad at the game. But see, like, I love goofy like set pieces like this. Like, you have to like get the statues like turn off. It's so stupid. You have to duck and dodge them. But I do love this section of the game because you do like work together. Like, you're separated, but you have to like put the lasers on the different like mirrors. See, like, I feel like the game should have had more of this type of stuff where you're separated, but you have to help each other out by doing a certain thing. Or that part later where you're getting chased by the giant fish, and your partner has to shoot the fish like in the mouth so it doesn't get you. Like, those are very tense situations. Like, if the game had more stuff like that, it definitely would have, I think, popped with more hardcore RE fans. See, look at that. Look at these puzzles. They're so deep. Yeah. What's funny is the Ada campaign didn't even have co-op until like a weekend. They had to patch a whole extra guy in because it was just a single player campaign. So they patched in the agent. And it's funny because the agent can't interact with anything. It can't open doors. It can't pick up items. I mean, it can pick up items, but like story based items. It can't like interact with puzzles. It's so funny. You're just like standing there. It's like it's like, is the agent a figment of Ada's imagination? It's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's all in her head, dude. But anyway, Leon's campaign is the more traditional stuff you find in Resident Evil. Like, you're going to like ancient churches, you're fighting grotesque monsters. You're in the city for a period of time to give you some Resident Evil 2 vibes. You're fighting a giant boob monster. What's boob monster? Deborah's Deborah, Helena's sister, who she doesn't even like talk about until you get all the way underground. It's so stupid. Oh man, like this game's story is like so goofy. Like, you have a fake Wesker named Simmons. He's just like a douchebag in a suit. He's basically like a Elon Musk type, if you think about it. But yeah, tell me your experiences with Resident Evil 6. You still there, man?
Yeah, I'm here. It just you keep breaking up on my end. Like you keep freezing up for me, so it's hard for me to hear you.
Oh, that's weird. Sorry, man. You're fine on my end, but tell me your experiences with Resident Evil 6, like all the goofy shit that's happened.
I mean, earlier you were saying that it's playing it on your own it with friends is definitely the way to go. If you ever want to play this game, get a good friend you know, play it with them. It'll be fun. But if you play it by yourself, you are most likely not going to enjoy it. That's like the one thing I strongly suggest.
Yeah, I think I
Is
played it by myself once, and that was to get the little blue coins, blue medals. Uh, which campaign is your favorite?
uh, damn. If you're going in blind for the first time, Jake and Cherries,
Oh,
because
what?
it gets so ridiculous. Especially if you play with somebody who doesn't know anything about Resident Evil. It's great.
Jake and Sherry's campaign definitely got some crazy ass moments.
I think it's got
Um,
the most easiest moments.
like the whole motorcycle chase. Yeah, this game has vehicle sections in it. That whole motorcycle section is nuts. I'm looking it up. See if I can find it. Like it's so janky. Okay, I think that's it. It's so janky, like you're going through bamboo and shit. You're fighting a helicopter, and then at one point you're running away from a
Oh
tank,
my god, I forgot they had. Yeah, I forgot they had this.
and they're all and they have like stupid ass like quick time events. Yeah, is he gonna save her?
Like, why do you need? Why do you? Why do you need a quick time event to rev? Like to start the motorcycle? Just start going, dude. What are you waiting for? What are you
Save the gotcha. See, that's true love right there. I like Jake as a character, even though he looks like Marshall Mathers, but he's supposed to be like an angsty.
Right.
He's supposed to be an angsty little dude because his father was Wesker, man. Like he was abandoned, and who knew?
Yeah.
Who knows who raised that kid? Like they try to make him. They try to make him basically like Dante from like Devil May Cry. Like give him like
Yeah,
this whole
like the super powered like hero.
Yeah, exactly. They try to make him like this super cool guy who can like
Su-
just do anything.
the super powered hero with an attitude.
But he has a heart of gold because he's gonna give up his bloodstream for the cure. They're gonna make a cure out of his blood. Yeah, the whole thing with this, what was it, the C virus? It's so fucking wacky. They release
Yeah.
they release it at a school campus for some reason. I think because the president was there. Why was the president at a college campus? I don't know. Who cares? Like, just play the game. Look at this shit. This is something you see in Fast and Furious. Look at this shit.
They survived that. They survived.
Yeah, man.
See, Dominic would have just let the motorcycle crash into the plane. the
Exactly.
helicopter.
He
He
would have
would've
he
won.
would have jumped off the helicopter. No, he would have jumped off and like rolled and then let the motorcycle like blast into the helicopter like a projectile. Like, there's more. Okay, one of the most frustrating set pieces in the entire game is this: the fucking snowmobile.
Oh my gosh.
Oh wait, no, it's finding these keys. Like to me, this is the worst level in the game. You have to find these 3 keys in a snowstorm.
Just
See, he's having trouble. He can't even climb that fence. You have to find these 3 keys, and you can't see shit. And on top of that, to get up here, you have to run up this like icy ass hill. And if you get knocked down, guess what? You fall down and you slide all the way to the bottom, my friend. All the way.
no.
Yeah. But this wasn't even what I was referring to. I was talking about this a little later when you're like trying to run out. You're trying to outdrive an avalanche here. See, this section is crazy. Wow! Look, the ice
Oh man, I
is like
remember. I have
separating.
very vivid memories of this now. See, this is what I mean. This is the fun part.
It's always fun when
You know what it is?
he should have died right there.
You know what it is? If you want if you, this campaign is what the Fast and Furious video game should have been.
Yeah. Exactly, man. Like the actual Crossroads video game. It should have been like this shit. No, you're absolutely right, man. I'm not even like no cap.
This is what the Fast and Furious game should have been.
The problem with the Fast and Furious game is that it was just so vanilla. Like you're barely playing as the characters from the movie, and you're doing the most boring shit. You're doing the most basic like driving missions from like a 2003 driver game. It's so lame. But this is like the over the top shit you expect from Fast and Furious. And then you do another vehicle section with Chris and Jake. They're chasing down Ada for like what seems like an eternity. And at some point they even like change fucking cars. Oh my god, it's so funny. And then in Ada's campaign, you're driving a helicopter and just shooting zombies from a helicopter. That's when they said, "Oh fuck it, just have him be in a helicopter for the rest of the game. It's fine."
I always love this one cutscene. It's like, who is that guy? Why is he there? Why did he show up with the key card?
That's Bill, man. He was 2 days from retirement.
He was just there.
He was just there, man. He was 2 days from retirement. Okay, so this is the bootleg stealth sections that they have in the game. Those little bats, they work like searchlights. So if you're in their eye view, you automatically get detected, and you have to like run and hide in the trash can. It's so stupid because technically the bat could probably see you from there, but the game's like, nah, he's too far away, man.
Video game. Video game got a video game.
Oh man, that's so funny. Oh man, I gotta show like the fucking fist fight between him and Ustanak. You remember that? Oh man, it's so funny.
Oh, was it at the shipping like container yard, if I remember correctly?
It's like all the way at the end. He has a fist fight with him.
Oh,
Spoilers from Resident Evil 6. Sorry. Yeah. Eventually, it goes into a fist fight.
yeah. The whole gimmick of this game is just him. At least this campaign.
For some reason, Jake just has the opportunity to just always use his fists, even when he's tired. So this shit ends like on a fucking fist fight. Like he's gonna take his little weapon. Jake and Shuri's campaign really is good, and it's the like one of the short ones, so it doesn't wear out as welcome that fast. So you're kind of just in and out. Look at it. All right, we're gonna go mano and mano, no guns.
He fucking kicks it too, which is crazy.
Look, he even said the words mano a mano. I was just fucking around. Look at this. How can you hate this game, bro? What other game is gonna let you fist fight a giant demon from hell? Look, this game's literally ending on a fist fight. It's so weird. And then if you're Sherry,
So silly, I love it.
And Sherry, you're like doing like rotating boxes that can possibly hit the guy. Like I don't even know if it makes a difference, but that's what Sherry's doing right now. It's like up on the catwalk. That's right, take his leg. Yeah.
Oh, damn!
Ding ding ding. Oh my god, this is so funny. Oh man. Yeah, I'm not gonna spoil how it ends. You're just gonna have to play it. Another reason why this game's pretty cool, at least when the servers were active, I don't know if they still are. You can actually like pop into someone else's game and help them out. Like you see this section right here. This is one of those sections. So Jake and Sherry, they're down there doing their thing, and you're up here like doing your thing. You can like give them assists. You can like help them. You can shoot down and help them out, and vice versa. When they're fighting the helicopter, you can help out Chris and Pierce.
Yeah, I thought that was cool that the story had moments where it essentially becomes a 4-player co-op game at certain chapters or certain points in the game.
I know, it's so cool. And then if you're playing and you're connected to the internet, you can play with strangers during these parts, like complete strangers. It's happened to me once or twice. And it's cool, you know. I've never seen another game since do something like that where you're like crossing the streams in terms of gameplay and story. Like I just think like it was ahead of its time. You know, if it was too maybe too action focused. You know, if they dialed it back and they cranked up the horror more, I think this would have been one of the most beloved titles in the franchise, or at least one of the more memorable ones. Because people talk about Resident Evil 6, they're like, it's pretty mid. But like, I beg to differ, man. And even the online play, it had a really great mercenaries mode that you could play co-op. It had some cool different multiplayer modes. I think there was one where you could like the more enemies you killed, when you kill an enemy, it goes into another player's game, and vice versa. So you're like sending enemies to each other's game. You can even play as the enemy. You remember that mode? You can play as that little fucking prime mattress thing. Like I'm telling you, man, like this game had a lot to offer, man. I hate to use the C word, but it had a lot of content in the game. Because everybody throws that word willy-nilly these days. But it's true. There's a lot of unlockables.
Content.
A lot of costumes. You can unlock, I think, more characters for mercenaries. The replay value was insane. And you got the blue medallions to collect. I try to collect them all. There's one in Chris's campaign that's like crazy because it's hard because you're getting chased by the giant white blob at the end, and you have to like turn around and shoot it. And I can never get that one. But Chris's campaign is basically like if you want balls to the wall action. Like there's this game, his campaign never like takes a breath. You're always fighting something. You're always fighting like a giant snake or a giant like Shrek looking monster. And Chris's story is like one of the better ones because he has PTSD from his whole team getting wiped out by evil Ada. There's clones. Like there's a clone of Ada Wong in this game, and she basically kills Chris's team. I'm trying to like find that moment. There's a lot of footage. So Chris like is like going through like these mental breaks when he's in China. He's like flashing back because he repressed those memories of his team getting killed. So Chris is basically trying to get his groove back in this game, and Pierce is like his man in the chair, like trying to help him out. Like, you man, like what the fuck happened to you, man? You used to be Chris Redfield, now you're nothing.
Yeah, like he like looks up to him, like idolizes him.
Yeah, and Pierce is a great character too. I think compared to Helena, I don't know. She just doesn't talk much. Gotta get to the cathedral. That's all I remember from Helena. We gotta get to the cathedral. I'm gonna tell you when we get to the cathedral. I'm gonna tell you everything. Like, Helena's no Sheva is what I'm saying. I love Sheva from Resident Evil 5. She's one of my favorite characters ever. Helena, she ain't no Sheva. She a Karen. What else we got? Yeah, this is the giant. And I'm just trying to show people the cool stuff. It's a giant kaiju. But yeah, there's a lot of good stuff here, man. Again, the key word is co-op play. The reason I want to do an episode of Resident Evil 6 is people always shit on it. Like, look, you type in Resident Evil 6, look what happens. I forced myself to play Resident Evil 6. Resident Evil 6 is still a complete mess. He's a real one. He says, Resident Evil 6 is awesome. He's a real one. Because he's British. He's a real one. Is Resident Evil 6 really that bad? No. It's worse. What happened? Look. You see the pattern here? You see the pattern? Even Jeremy Johns had an opinion. That's how serious this is. That's how serious it is. Jeremy Johns. But there's a lot of fun to be found in the game. And like I said, look, it took this guy 15 hours to complete all the campaigns. 15 hours. And that's probably him playing, knowing everything. Like it doesn't really work as a speed run game, but again, it's a lot of replayability. You can choose different chapters you want to tackle. You don't have to like play through the whole thing all at once. Once you beat the game, you can like choose your places. What do you have to say?
No, I definitely agree. It is a fun playthrough with friends. It's wacky, crazy, a little bit all over the place, but that's what makes it fun. You want a game where you can just just forget about everything and just enjoy yourself, have fun. It's an old school, just bullshit video game. This is it.
Yeah, balls to the wall. You have the Chris's quotes are great. Like, get the hell out of there! I want to see if I can find that. If I can find that clip, we can move on. It's when they're in China. It's where he's fighting Simmons on top of a speeding train. Oh, this is for the poster right here, where they fight each other. They have a little scuffle. Yeah, Leon meets Chris for the first
the
time.
iconic Leon and Christine.
They meet for the first time, and fanboys were like, "Oh my god, my panties are wet." It's all because of that bitch. I am. See, Chris just wants to clock him right here. Yeah, nobody restrains the fake Ada. Like, they could put handcuffs on her. No one's like, nah, it's okay. Like, what are you doing, Pierce? You could just put her in handcuffs right now. She has a fucking flashbang.
No. She just like that would blind her too. That would blind her
It's okay. She's a clone. It doesn't affect her because she's a clone.
Spoilers.
Yeah, the story in this game is wacky. It's so wacky. But I even talked about
That's the
boss
cool
fight.
part. You play through all the campaigns, and the campaigns make the story come together at the end.
I did watch a video that explained like you should play the campaigns in a certain order, like playing them from Leon, Chris, and Jake is like the wrong order because it plays. I hear it plays better if you play them in a different order. I forgot what the order was, but it did make sense, especially since Chris and Jake's campaign takes place earlier than Leon, so it kind of makes sense. I want to hear Chris say it. I need him to say it. Did he say it? I think I missed it.
Leon, are you all right? Yeah. Things just got.
You back up a little bit more.
Leon, we have a situation. Sherry and her companion were
Yeah.
Our satellite places them at an
Yeah, I just gotta play this clip. It's an Oscar-worthy clip.
Files.
The
The ones
files.
he gave us.
Oh yeah, they have cool cell phones in this game. Like Leon, Ada's is a cube.
This is the key to stopping the C virus. It's
Jake.
His
Could you check and see if the
Jake.
BSAA has
Oh
any
my
units in
God.
the oil field?
phone is like a piece of plastic, like transparent plastic.
Okay, I've got a Chris Redfield on the line, patching you through his aircraft.
Chris,
Chris Redfield.
like you just met him.
I like how he says the full
Tachi,
name. Too.
Why?
Get the hell out of there!
the dramatic cut to her fucking face too is great. Just
Yeah, this game is a novella.
oh my god,
This game is a novella. I'm just gonna.
it is. It is.
Oh, it's pure cheese. I love it. I just want to show one of the boss fights because the boss fights are ridiculous. Was this before or after the T-Rex boss fight? I have to ask. I think it's after, right?
I don't remember.
You don't remember?
I do not remember.
This is it. Turn into a fucking T-Rex, man. If you're playing as Ada, you're in the helicopter shooting the T-Rex. See, they need to remake this game and just so everybody can shut up about it. All right.
Supposedly they want to make a RE5 remake. You hear about that?
Yeah, people have been talking about it, and I'm of two minds about that. I don't feel like it's necessary, but if they announced it tomorrow, I'd be like, sure, I'm excited. I'll play it. Would hope that it's co-op, because if they get rid of the co-op, I feel like you're getting rid of a big part of the game that made it what it was. Getting rid of its identity. Okay, but let's wrap things up with Dimensional Diary. Yeah. So, Kaze.
Yeah.
What are some of your favorite horror games in general that you could recommend?
Oh man,
our audience.
I mean, since we're still on, since we were just talking about it, Resident Evil, of course. I think now more than ever is a good time to get into the series, especially since they're remaking everything.
You're absolutely right. And for those who are too lazy to click the links, I'm gonna show the stuff we were looking at while we were reacting. I'm just gonna show it, but we're not gonna talk about it. We talked about it already. But yeah. Anyway.
No more discussion.
No. Okay, well, Resident Evil, yeah, but what other games? Have you played the Silent Hill games?
Other games that I would play, that I would recommend for horror games, if you haven't already, Silent Hill, Friends, Lethal Company, really good. And I haven't had to play it, but I've seen people play it, and it's really good. It's Alien Isolation.
Oh.
Really good horror game from what I've seen.
Which Silent Hill did you recommend? You broke off when you were talking about it.
Honestly, if you can play the original, I know it's a PS1 game, play the original. And then from there, you can go. But if you want to get, like, the best one, Silent Hill 2. Because unlike the other Silent Hills, Silent Hill 2 is its own self-contained story, while 1 and 3 are sequels of each other.
That's true. I did hear about that. I never played. I think the only Silent Hill I played was 4. Which is the one you're stuck in the room.
Oh, the room.
The room.
Yeah, if I had to recommend one out of the whole series, 2. 2 is by far, like, the best one. Good story, good writing. It ends on its own game. You don't have to play any other ones if you don't want to. It's worth it.
Are you excited for the remake?
Yes and no, mostly because one, Konami, and I don't know. But I'm hoping they keep it good, because 2 is a real, in my opinion, 2 is a masterpiece. Like, I'm just hope they can keep that, like, the way it is.
Right. Yeah, I hope so too. A lot of remakes these days, they hinge on their success of they hinge on the future of the franchise with the sales of these remakes. So we'll see if this one is a hit or not. I recommend something I played really recently, the Dead Space remake. I played that with John. We played it on the PlayStation 5 Vanilla Edition. And I've never played any of the Dead Space games before, so this is my first rodeo in that world. But I dug it so much. It really, what impressed me most about the Dead Space remake? the sound
Yeah,
design.
Dead Space. That's another good one that
Dog, the sound design for that game is crazy. It really makes you feel like there's stuff crawling in the vents or something's breathing down your neck. Like, we were always on our toes because there was always some weird sound happening and we could never tell where it came from. And that to me is just, you know, a great ambiance, you know? Like, it really makes you feel like super scared at all times and super intense. And yeah, don't sleep on that Dead Space remake, you know. You could probably get it for like $30-$40 now. It'd be on sale on the PlayStation Store a lot. So if you guys are interested in playing something for Halloween, I highly suggest that. And the story is really good too. The gameplay, you know, you get access to all these different weapons that, you know, cut off the limbs of these crazy monsters, and then the monster design is insane too. And I love the 0G sections where you're just like flying around and trying to fix shit. And then while you're fixing stuff, you know, things are like shooting at you, and these gremlins are trying to like grab you in the tentacles. It's nuts. I also
do you mind if I do?
Yeah,
I was gonna say
yeah,
I want to do another shout out for another one. Since we were talking about Resident Evil, and especially the more classic ones, if you want a game that's plays very similar to old school Resident Evil, Crow Country, indie game that came out, really good, and it plays like an old school survival horror game, and it's fun.
What's it called? It's called Robo Country?
I believe it's like... No, Crow Country, like the bird.
Oh, Crow Country.
Yeah, it's $20. And I would highly recommend it if you were a fan of like old school Silent Hill or Resident Evil type games.
I see. Yeah, I'm not familiar with that one. But I want to give a shout out to Fatal Frame.
Ooh, I haven't heard that one in a minute.
Yeah, have you played any of those?
I have not. No, I've been wanting to though.
Yeah, those look creepy as hell. Like those, I've never played them myself, but I like reading about them. I always thought they would look creepy as hell, and it makes me not want to play them because they just look like nightmare fuel. Trying to find the video of the flying helicopter. See if I can find it for y'all. Is it this one? That's not it.
It's just because of you again.
How's the flying helicopter? God damn it. Is she moving? I don't know where it went. I'll post it in the description. You guys can see the flying helicopter.
We promised it was a helicopter bike, man.
Yeah,
Promise.
man, it was a flying helicopter. I swear to God, I just can't find it now. But thank you for joining me on this episode of Dimensional Rift. With your little bunny avatar. Look at him. If you donate 70 cents a day, you can feed another VTuber.
I'm so hungry.
I'm so hungry, and now he's gone. See? He faded into oblivion.
You killed me.
Well, that's today's Dimensional
Dead.
Rift. We'll be back very soon. Well, I'll be back. He's probably going to work. But yeah, we'll talk. We'll talk the new Joker movie. Will it be woke? Will it be controversial?
Ooh.
We'll find out next time.
Don't be very, 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 very woke.
I know. So woke. Thanks for Kaze for joining me. You got anything you want to plug?
Thank you for having me.
For sure.
I mean, if I have a chance to plug, I mean, I do stream. I haven't streamed in a minute, but I am planning on doing it again. And That is on twitch.tv/thatbunnykaze. If you want to join, I'd be happy to have you there.
Of course. You just send me the link so I could post it in the description.
Yeah, gotcha.
Okay, guys. I'll see you next time. Bye. Oh yeah, you can get Resident Evil 6 for like
Bye.
you can get it for like $2 at your local GameStop. All right. And if you want to play with me, say it in the comments. I'm always down to play another round of Resident Evil 6. Can't get enough of that stuff. Peace.
Yoko and Frisky's Dimensional Ring. Yoko and Frisky's Dimensional Ring.